This is the Say It Can't Gamer, and you are live with the MMA-Holes!
Mixed martial a-holes. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial a-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
Boom, 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 boom.
No way.
Oh!
From the Queen Studios of New York, was the Stephen Thompson Darren Till fight fixed? UFC Utica Fight Week news with the MMA-Holes. Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. That's right. What's going on, friends and family? I'm a little late tonight. If you don't like it, you can lick my balls.
Lick my balls.
That's right. Because it is the MMA-Holes hour. Now, I went to the airport, and I was left at the airport. There was no co-host over here. So I have an empty seat over here. And, well, what can you do about this on a Monday night? I'm alone. Last week, we had a guest over here. Well, it wasn't a guest. It was a co-host. It was Jessie Belle Hill. If you would like to see Jessie Belle Hill sitting over here, hit me with the ones. But you kind of stuck with me over here tonight on the MMA-Holes hour. Was this fight fixed? Stephen Thompson versus Darren Till, the gorilla. We're going to be getting into this tonight. And we're going to be getting into a lot of stuff tonight as we take your calls late on a Monday. A Monday. Almond Brother says it's okay. Mad Pickens says a 1. I would like to see Jessie here. Spark Up says Jay Smooth. Drunk Savages is like, yeah, man. Wicked World's like, yeah, where's JBH? Well, I mean, I have the goddamn celebrity trophy over there. Do you want me to move that over this way? Jessie wants to be here as well. Maybe if we all say something in the chat, maybe if we all rub our genitals together in the chat, we can have JBH live on the MMA-Holes hour. So what I need all of you to do in the chat is give me a wonderful, wonderful right now in this live chat room on a Monday night, and maybe, just maybe, we can have Jessie Belle Hill live on the MMA-Holes hour, and we can talk about Darren Till and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, which I just watched again. I rewatched the fight. I needed to rewatch this fight because I did a live reaction, and I was in favor of Stephen Thompson. We're going to find out, have I changed my opinion on this fight? Or do I still think that Stephen Thompson not got robbed, but should have won the fight? Let me know. Michael Anzalone in the chat. Well, he drops a wonderful, wonderful. Olympia Lowlife with a 1. Brando with a 1. And Almond Brother. Wicked World. Raul Razzo is coming. Get a random thought. I've been rubbing my balls for an hour, says Hammer K.
Wonderful.
Mad Pickens with the wonderful, wonderful. Well, I see wonderful, wonderfuls over there, but we got 20 likes.
20 likes, 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. 20 likes, 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. 20 likes, 20 likes.
I've got fucking
20 likes. I hope the dislikes die of leprosy.
There are wonderful, wonderfuls in the chat. Oh, if I only had a co-host right now.
Wonderful.
Wait, did you hear that? Chat room, did you just hear wonderful, wonderful? Or am I just hearing things? Wonderful, wonderful. This is interesting stuff over here. I am confused. There's a sound. Oh,
Wonderful.
Oh, my God. Well, there's JBH. Holy shit, JBH is live with the MMA-Holes again on the MMA-Holes hour. Look at that. It's like magic tonight. This is
magic.
unbelievable.
It's magic all the time.
Jessie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate your warm welcome.
How the hell how'd you do that? Are you magical? Like, what? How'd you pull that one off?
Yeah. I told you the last time. I used the magic powers the last time when you were in Triton fights. I used my magic powers to get live results.
Yeah.
I'm a pro. What can I say?
Well, Jesus Christ, Brad Thompson screaming, "Hey, Jessie." Well, you are a fucking pro.
Hey, Brad Thompson.
It does sound like JBH, and it looks like JBH as well. JBH, high five. Good to see you over here.
Wonderful, wonderful.
There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jessie Belle Hill is live on the MMA-Holes Hour for the second time in a row, the second week in a row. She is here. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, my God, you flew Jessie in." Like, yeah, we flew her in. And there she is right over there. Check it out. It's amazing. Wonderful.
Very long flight.
Yeah, it was a long flight. Yeah, I mean, how we'll tell the crowd. I mean, Stephen Thompson versus Darren Till. You got your pick right, and you flew all the way over here to speak to the audience and tell them what you thought of this fight. So now this is a good time to get your opinion on his fight. Darren Till, who he missed weight. They give him another chance to come back. 187 pounds, makes it under 188. The fight goes on. Stephen Thompson takes the fight. Now, a couple of things I want to ask you. What do you think? Do you think Stephen Thompson should have taken the fight or shouldn't have taken the fight? And what do you think about the outcome of the fight?
As far as whether or not Stephen Thompson should have taken the fight, it's respectable. You have to admit, it's pretty respectable. He even said in his interview before the fight that no other fighter would take this. When you think about it, no other fighter would take this. Till weighed in heavier than he was supposed to. He has a weight advantage now. And even though Stephen Thompson's team gave him a certain weight that he had to be at, it wasn't enough. It's still an advantage, you know? So I think Wonderboy shouldn't have taken the fight because it fucks up his record. He was a higher ranking than Till. But at the same time, it's a respectable choice. You got to admit, what other fighter is going to take that fight? You know, and Wonderboy traveled all the way over to Liverpool. He's not just going to turn it down and fly all the way back. Most fighters probably would.
It is true. It's very respectable. I think whether you like it or not, him taking or not taking the fight, it is a respectable move by Stephen Thompson to take the fight. Well, he got 30% of the purse, right? And he risked a lot for this fight. After the fight happened, Darren Till said that he feels that Stephen Thompson still deserves another shot at the strap. He was very respectable about that. But let's talk about this now. We did see a fight, and I watched it twice. I'm not sure if you got a chance to see it once or twice, or how many times you got to see this fight. I'm assuming you saw it once since you were beeping in the chat. You were doing the MMA.
I'm always beeping in the chat.
That's true. You are always beeping in the chat. And what do you think about the outcome of this fight? Now, I'm going to put on this screen right now the MMA-Holes. Well, we did a little bit of we showed something on YouTube, and it was the scorecards, okay? And there's a couple of guys laughing over here. One judge has it 3 rounds to 2, right, in favor of Darren Till. Another one over here has the first round, Stephen Thompson, and then the next 4 in favor of Darren Till. Another ref over here has the first round, well, first 2 are lost by Thompson. Thompson gets the third, and then 4-5 goes to Darren Till. And, I mean, I don't know. I have my thoughts on this, and the MMA-Holes told their thoughts. What do you think about this whole thing and how this played out?
Listen, I can't say the whole card was judged fairly. It clearly was not, just looking at the numbers. But, I mean, I did have Till. Had Till made weight, I'd be able to defend him a little bit more. I do think he still deserved the fight. I know it's a huge controversy right now. There's a shit ton of people who think that Wonderboy probably should have won. I know you're probably one of them, correct? Are you not?
Could you move over to your left? Move over to your left just a tad. Get a little closer to me. I don't smell. There you go. Perfect. So yeah, I am. I do think that Wonderboy won the fight, and I will give my opinion in a second. But I do want to go off on what you think on this fight. I mean, you did pick Darren Till. There was a miss of weight, but the fight still happened. So what did you think of the outcome?
Listen, I picked him, so of course I wasn't disappointed with the choice or the result. But I don't know. Honestly, I wasn't fully disappointed because I did pick Till. There was a part of me that was kind of like, there's not really bragging rights in this. There's not really the ability to say, oh yeah, I was right. I picked Till and he won. He was overweight. He had an advantage, but he was also in his hometown, right? He was in his hometown where he had the crowd behind him, which was probably, even if it was a little bit more pressure for him, it was probably pushing him a little bit more to fight better. It would push me better if I was in my hometown. So, you know, there were probably a lot of factors that were weighed in with the result. I'm neutral right now.
Neutral. So
I'm still on Till's side, but I'm neutral.
Okay, so now I'm going to speak my mind here, and you're neutral, so it doesn't really matter who won the fight. You don't give a fuck, right? It is what it is. Darren Till won. We move on, right?
I would care more if Till made weight. I would definitely care more if Till made weight, but since he didn't, it's a little disappointing. I can't be like, oh, I was right, guys. I had Till and he won. He didn't make weight. So some people would see that as cheating, and there's a lot of arguments for it.
My problem is this. Well, there's a couple of things. Okay, first of all, like I said, last week, I said it was going to go a decision, right? And I did say that there's a good chance that this fight is going to be quote unquote boring, right? Because these two are smart fighters. These two are strikers, and then they're not going to play into each other's game. They're going to try to fight this wisely. And that's what we saw. With this fight here, I was not disappointed in this fight. I really wasn't. Like, it's what I expected. I fucking said it the week before. I saw this thing coming like this, right? It was going to happen like this. So here's my problem, okay? First of all, Wonderboy should have never taken the fight. Should have never taken the fight at all. It shouldn't have happened. I know, oh, Wonderboy got paid, blah, blah, blah. It was just it's just ridiculous. He missed weight. He's in his homeland, and then all of a sudden, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to take the fight anyway. Let's make a couple. No, you didn't have to take that fight. Now what happens? The fight goes to a decision, right? And this is the thing I missed last week. I said it was going to go to decision. Wonderboy was going to win the fight. In my opinion, I rewatched it. I do believe Wonderboy won the fight 1, 2, and 3. I do believe that. Rewatching it again, I can see how the argument can go both ways. I get it. It's a close fight. Very, very close fight. But here's the deal. You know, it's a close fight. It's going to go to the hometown guy. That's it. My biggest gripe with the fight is these goddamn scorecards. Okay, first of all, the first rounds, if anyone's like, yeah, Till definitely won that first round, you should be fucking dragged out and shot. Like, it's just ridiculous. So this guy over here is a fucking cock gobbler. Now, the middle guy over here, this Andy Roberts, who was, you know, the one that was in charge of the whole Bisping versus Henderson thing, the last 4 rounds he gave to Darren Till. Now, come on. What are we doing here? What is going on here? Like, this is just, if this is not suspect, I don't know what is. I really don't know what is. Now, it should have been a split decision, right? If it's going to go to Till, at least make it a split decision. It was a unanimous decision going in favor of Darren Till. And now it's like it makes me fucking scratch my head. It's like, what are we doing here? Like, seriously, why did Wonderboy even bother showing up? If it would have went to... So Wonderboy had to finish Darren Till. That's basically what happened. The people that are killing Wonderboy right now, the people that are like, oh my God, Wonderboy fought like a pussy. He fought a middleweight. He fought a middleweight. What did you want him to do? Just go in there and just fucking stand there and bang? He got some good shots off. He did. He wound up tweaking his knee in the beginning of the fight, and then he fought a middleweight. So what do you want the guy to do? I don't understand. I don't understand why people are hating on Wonderboy right now. If anything,
I was actually asking this earlier too, that maybe the judges, even though it's not the way that a fight's technically supposed to be judged, we're looking more at who was more aggressive, because I did rewatch the fight as well, and it's maybe they were looking at who was more aggressive in the fight rather than who had more total strikes landed or who had more control. Till was more aggressive in the fight. It's pretty obvious Till was more aggressive in the fight. Wonderboy may have been more strategic, but I don't think the judges looked at that, because when I say the audience was in his favor, the audience was literally like chanting songs. They were so hyped up. You got to think maybe that was also put in the back of the judge's head. So I don't know. I do think Till won the fight. I do think he won the fight. I just can't be like completely excited about it. You know, it's everything involved with this whole situation is a little bit of a disappointment. He had a family emergency. We don't know what the emergency was, but we can't say he's lying about it. Even if we don't know what it is, we can't say he's lying. You know, we can't jump to conclusions. So it's just, there's a lot of factors, and it makes it extremely frustrating. I think there's going to be a lot of controversy over it, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. But I don't know. Yeah, Wonderboy was good. He was extremely strategic. I don't think that he deserved the scores he got on the card, but I don't think he won the fight.
I'm going to take a couple of comments from the chat over here. See, Brad Thompson says, I'm amazed that you think it was a fight at all. It was not a fight. They did not fight. It was not even a good sparring. So let me ask you a question, Mr. Brad Thompson. All right, let me ask you a question. He fought a middleweight in there. What is he supposed to do? Just go in there guns blazing and get his head knocked off his fucking neck? What is he supposed to do? He fought smart. He tried to fight his fight, and he was fighting clearly a bigger man that he wasn't supposed to be fighting in the first place, okay? So for those that are like, oh, my God, it wasn't a fight, well, he took the fight just to show face. He didn't have to take that fight. So for the people that are dogging him, now, if you want to dog him for the Woodley fight, well, that was a clusterfuck 2 times, right? That was a complete clusterfuck, and honestly, I can't really say much. I really can't say much in that fight because both of those fights were a disaster. But this fight over here, I watched it twice, and I was on the edge of my seat 2 times. I was. Maybe I'm just crazy, but that's how I was. I was on the edge of my seat 2 times. Could it have been more striking? Yeah. But honestly, if there wasn't the missing of weight, then I could jump on them. I mean, there is a weight differential there. In the clinch, you saw how strong Darren Till was. I mean, it was what it was. The thing that bothers me about this whole thing is I wanted to believe in the hype train, which is Darren Till. And now we left this fight with more questions. What do you think about that, Jessie Belle Hill? The future of Darren Till. He says he can make weight again, but here's the thing. Can Darren Till make weight? And then what are we doing this for? Like, why are we watching fights at welterweight with Darren Till, the goddamn Cyclops, when the guy can't make fucking 170? What do you think about that, Jess?
I mean, I can completely agree with the fact that this sort of determined, especially for all the doubters, right? And he even said in the post-fight press conference, there's a lot of doubters. There's a lot of people who think that he doesn't have what it takes or that he's overhyped or overestimated. And I think you're one of them, if I'm not mistaken. You're one of the people who think that he's completely overestimated, right? So I think that, well, I agree with that. I think it could have determined whether or not your decision changed on that, whether or not he was actually worthy of being overestimated or estimated at all. But at the same time, I was just reading in the chat too, Drunk Savage said that the reason was his girlfriend was pregnant or some shit. I don't know if he's fucking around or not, but you got to think, we don't know the reason, you know? And if that is the reason, first of all, how do you miss weight if your girlfriend's pregnant? How do you miss weight from that? If it's something where there were like complications in the pregnancy, or if there was a complication in the family health-wise or something, I could see why he might have laid off of training or something to go tend to that situation, you know, laid off of the weight cut or whatever it is. But he also admitted to having 2 pieces of cake and 2 Cokes at a party 2 weeks before. So that's another thing to factor in. He knew he was weight cutting, and he fucked up with that. He has missed weight only once before, but he's made mention, you know, even in the press conference afterward, he said he knows that he can make 170 like that. So you got to have a little faith. Every fighter fucks up except for Conor McGregor.
I have 0 faith in Darren Till at 170. I don't think he can make championship weight. And they're saying that, you know, his girlfriend was pregnant. But if you're a field goal kicker and you miss a field goal, it's your fucking job, right? You got to kick the goddamn field goal. And his job is to make weight. He's a professional mixed martial artist. He needs to make that weight. I don't give a fuck what the problem is. If you can't make the weight, you don't fight. That's how it works. You know, that's how I feel. Who's Till fighting next? And that's a big question. That is a big question. Feed him to, I don't know, feed him to Usman. Let's see that fight. Let's fucking see this thing already. What are we waiting for?
He was eating for his pregnant wife.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. He was, I mean, listen, if he has personal problems, I'm not going to say, hey, he's fucking lying. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to go there. But he is a professional athlete. Pull out of the fight. If you can't make the fucking weight, pull out of the fight. Here's my biggest problem with Darren Till is he gets an hour to make the weight, and then he comes back heavier on the scale. No fucks given. No fucks given to lose that extra 3 pounds. At least try to shave off a couple of pounds or 1.5 pounds or something. Try something. And he couldn't do it. He couldn't come back to the scale and be like, oh, let's say I tried. He came back with a fucking cheeseburger hanging out of his Cyclops mouth and was like, well, fuck that. Who gives a shit? Because he knew that Stephen Thompson flew all the way over here and he will fight. That's what he knew. And
that's exactly what he said too. He did say he knew Stephen Thompson was going to fight. He said it like when he was asked about it. And I think if he hadn't said, yeah, I was eating cake, but you know, I don't give a fuck. If he didn't have that sort of behavior when he had admitted to missing weight, like I feel like there'd be a little bit more respect for him, especially from fans who had their money on him. But they can't even do that because he literally said he didn't give a fuck. It's one thing to miss weight, be ashamed of it, have it be an accident, whatever happened. But to say you don't give a fuck, I mean,
Here's the thing. If you talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. That's what has to happen, right? You have to walk the walk. Now, a lot of people rip on this man, Conor McGregor, over here, and yeah, he could be a cunt. He really can be a cunt. And sometimes I'm like, what the fuck? What is up with this guy? What is he doing? But he's never missed weight. Everything that he spoke, he accomplished. He did. He said everything. He practiced what he preached. That's what Conor McGregor did. And Darren Till's like, oh, look at me. I'm gonna eat some cake, and I'm gonna always make 170, and I'm gonna whoop everyone's ass. And after he missed weight, he says how he's gonna knock out Stephen Thompson. Well, that means nothing, because if you can't make the championship weight, what are we wasting our time for? And that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. We are all wasting our time watching Darren Till at welterweight. We need to watch Darren Till at a higher weight class. Here's the problem. Darren Till is only 6 foot, right? Was he 6 foot or 6'1", right? Somewhere around there.
6 foot.
He's only 6 foot tall, Darren Till. Yeah, he's big for 170 because he walks around at 2 and change, but he's short for middleweight. If you think about it, right? You have a 6 foot man at middleweight. That's not gonna go over well. Darren Till would probably be a good 175er, somewhere around there. I don't know. It just 185 might be too much of a jump up from 170. So that's the problem. That's where it lies. That's where the problem lies within Till. He's in that weird section where if he moves up, he's going to get smoked by these bigger guys. If he stays down, well, if he can make weight, he's going to run over everyone. But if he can't make weight, it's useless. That is my problem with Darren Till, okay? You can talk as much shit as you want. Like Kamaru Usman, he's a piece of shit, right? The guy's annoying. But here's the deal. I respect the guy's talent. He's always going to make weight. More power to Kamaru Usman. But with Darren Till at 170, what are we doing? Like, why are we even bothering? Because the guy's never going to be a champion. Not because of his skill, because of his fucking stomach. The fat fuck.
I mean, at the same time, you could make the same argument, technically speaking, with Wonderboy. He's 6 foot. They're both 72 inches.
Wonderboy, and here's the thing, and that's a good point, Jessie. High five.
Oh, wait, I fist bumped.
Oh, fist bump.
Fist bump.
Hold on. Let me go over there. There we go. There we fist bumping. And that's true. Wonderboy, I've said this a million times. I met the guy. Wonderboy for 170 is a fairly big guy, right? He's not like fucking big and stocky, but he has a tough weight cut every time he goes there to 170, right? He does it. He gets it accomplished. He is big for 170, Wonderboy. And if you saw him against Till, they were the same fucking size, height-wise. Now, width-wise, it was a little different. But, yeah, Wonderboy can do it. So you're correct, Jessie. Delicious water. Okay, here we go. Let's look at the chat. Let's see what the chat says. We have a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. I want to know what you think. Darren Till, can he make championship weight at 170? Can Darren Till do it? And as much as I'm complaining about this whole situation over here, I don't give a fuck about the outcome. To be honest, watching it again, I get it. It could have went either way. So I'm 100% on board with that. Okay, it could have went either way. It went into the decision for Till because the fucking judges were sitting there with ole, 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 fucking pumping in their heads, and it was so loud they couldn't even hear themselves see, right? It was ridiculous.
I'd like to intervene for 1 second.
Yes.
Just like Kenshiro said to tell you, or for me to tell you that you are a whiny bitch. I'm just relaying a message, that's all. I'm not, it's not my...
Tell Kenshiro to root for his own goddamn country, for fuck's sake. A traitor. He's a goddamn traitor in the chat. Yeah. All right, give him a...
Well, isn't Kenshiro the one who said that he hated Till or he hated the UK or some shit like that, and then he turns around and he puts 400 or 300 on Till for the fight?
Kenshiro's, he's a great guy, but he rides the hot hand. If you notice that, this guy, he rides that hot hand. So whatever makes him happy. Anyway, Wonderboy should have taken the fight in the first place. Shouldn't have taken the fight in the first place. I agree. No, give him the Road Dome. Cool. The ginger is salty as fuck, says Jay Smooth. Listen, my brother. Calm down. He could if he was truly dedicated professional, says BK Rhoda. So BK Rhoda says he could. Till will make weight. Till will make again. Shit happens. Till will make again. Shit. Isn't make mean poop? Like
no, hey, he's got a point.
No. He says Till will
shit
make.
Happens.
No, but he says Till will make again, right? And then he goes shit happens. So
like
is that
my
make
stool.
a poop? What is he making? Was he gonna make a fucking sandcastle? Niall Flanagan, did you unsubscribe?
Listen, Niall Flanagan has a point.
Go ahead.
He has a point. Shit happens.
Yeah.
Maybe not according to
Wonderful.
Conor McGregor, but for Darren Till, shit happens.
How about this? This is pretty funny. Comedic genius. I don't know what he's saying in there, but I keep on seeing At comedic genius with 2 laughing emojis. It's like fucker is like jerking off comedic genius in his mouth.
Or maybe fucker is
we know.
comedic genius.
Yeah. No, I don't think that. I think we know it's someone else. Let's see.
Yeah.
Chris will be a giant Till fan in 2 years when he megastar. I won't. Stanley too. I probably won't. But here's the thing: when Conor came in, right when he jumped into the UFC, I was on board because he had a different approach. Now, Darren Till seems like a nice guy. He actually seems like a really nice kid. You know, he's humble. It's just I just can't relate to like whatever he's fucking saying. It sounds, I don't know. It's like, I just can't understand what the fucking guy's saying half the time. And you ever see someone, right, Jessie? You ever look at someone and be like, I don't like the way that person looks.
just out of random.
It happens. Like there's actors or actresses where you're just like, you look like Hugh Grant. Well, I don't even know what happened to Hugh Grant, but I would watch Hugh Grant, and if there was a movie with Hugh Grant in it, I was like, no, just because I don't like his face. Or Sandra Bullock could choke on a black cock.
Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell.
You don't like his face?
No.
You know what's funny?
I look at Will Ferrell and I want to vomit. Like I cringe. I gag. I literally want to fucking puke all over the place looking at Will Ferrell.
Well, Will Ferrell has Darren Till eyes, for God's sakes. His eyes are like almost one Will Ferrell.
You know what? He kind of
he's like Darren Till's
he kind of
father.
does. They're pretty well, they're beady. They're not close together. They're beady. Will Ferrell has beady eyes.
If anyone has, we should murder all people like babies with beady eyes. We just should wipe them out. I think that's what I'm thinking.
Like China does. Like every time China has a baby they're not supposed to have, they just wipe them out.
There's no need.
The same thing.
There's no need for beady eyes.
Beady-eyed baby with a big nose. Wipe them out.
Yeah, get rid of them. We don't need them. It's just like, what do they do? What did you say in China? Right? The China, they're like, nah, too many kids.
Yeah, China. Right? Yeah. It's in China they do that.
True. Get rid of the. What do you guys think? Hit me with the ones in the chat if you want all beady-eyed babies gone. All right, it's probably a couple of beady-eyed people like, wait a second, they look in the mirror like, holy fuck. Anyway, you're all right too. Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. I hate ferrets. Yeah, fuck those little guys. Those ferrets with those little eyes. Actually, they're kind of cute. I guess little eyes and arrows.
You know ferrets smell?
Yeah, you got to bathe them. I almost got a ferret. Anyway, this is off topic, but I'll talk about that on Fluke on Friday. Yeah, I almost got a ferret. Yeah.
You should have named it Will Ferrell the Ferret.
Ferret.
Ferrell.
All right. Anyway, let's move on. So let's look at this card over here. This was the card that happened this weekend, and for a fight night, I think it was decent. I think it was a good card. It was fun. I had a lot of fun with this. It's free. It's from me. Now, I want to ask the chat room this. We talked about Darren Till and his eating problems, his eating disorder. But here's another question. What is next for Stephen Wonderboy Thompson? He's 35 years old. Stephen Thompson is 35 years old. What is next for Wonderboy? I mean, Darren Till's like, fuck it. I think he should fight for the belt. Fuck it. Right?
Why does he does sound winded all the time?
Fuck it. Fuck cunt. Yeah, anyway, that's my Darren Till. But what's next for Wonderboy? And that's a tough fucking question, right? What the hell is next for Stephen Thompson? He's going to be sitting in limbo right now. You got Dos Anjos versus Covington, maybe Robbie Lawler, right? Lawler comes back. You throw a Lawler-Thompson fight. Damian Maia. I don't know if anything's left. Have the old guys go at it. You know what? I like Robbie Lawler. I do like that fight. Stephen Thompson versus Robbie Lawler. Jessie, I don't know if you see the rankings over here, but we have Stephen Thompson sitting at number 1. Dos Anjos is fighting Colby Covington. Lawler's at number 3. Well, tied with Covington. Kimura Usman, which would be deadly. Could you imagine Stephen Thompson against Darren Till, and then they throw him to Kimura Usman? Like, that's just fucked up. That's so fucked up. Just throw him to the kids. You know, that's an interesting
You know what,
fight.
though? It's funny you mentioned that, and it's in one of our topics tonight, so I won't go too far into it until we get to that. But it is funny you mentioned Stephen Thompson getting thrown into these sort of shitty fights, because you've got the number 1 ranking, right? Or aside from the champion, aside from Tyron Woodley, you've got Stephen Thompson who's in number 1, and getting thrown into these fights that they're not no names, but they're not huge names, right? Or they're shitty fighters. So you got someone like Alistair Overeem, who's getting knocked down from UFC 225 just for Holly Holm. It's the same sort of concept. You got Alistair Overeem was on a fucking title for 203, I think it was. He was the title, the main event, and now he's being bumped down to prelims on FS1 instead of the pay-per-view. It's the same kind of shit. Like Stephen Thompson, the UFC is getting really fucked up with the placement of the fighters and with who they're fighting. I don't know. I could see it happening, honestly. Even if it's fucked up, I could honestly see it happening.
So you could see Thompson versus Usman? Is that what you're saying?
But against Kamaru Usman, I could definitely see it happen.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
Thompson would get massacred.
Well, all right. That's a fascinating fight. Well, well, here's the problem. It's not really fascinating because look what happened with Thompson versus Woodley, right? It's literally Thompson versus Woodley 2.0. That's what Kamaru Usman versus Stephen Thompson would be, right? So I think so? I have a feeling that the UFC would probably steer clear of Usman versus Thompson. It would be super fucked up to see two guys coming up in the rankings and both have to face Thompson over here. I like Lawler, but I mean, you never know. It can happen. It's possible that could happen. Let me know what the chat says over here. What is next for Stephen Wonderboy Thompson in the chat?
I like Zombie Wolf's comment. Wonderboy is still #1. He should get the winner of the RDA fight.
Well, I mean, you know what? Here's the thing. Let's see if the UFC does the right thing for Stephen Thompson for taking the fight, right? He didn't have to take the fight, and Dana White did say that he respected the fact that he did take the fight. So it is what it is. I like the fact, and there's a couple other things I want to talk about in the news and on the MMA-Holes.com. The MMA-Holes.com, you can check out our blogs over here. Thanks to JBH. She's dropping them things on there. So shout out to JBH for that. But yeah, we'll be going into that and we'll be opening up phone calls nice and late on a Monday night. Hey, Chris, did you take a tremendous poop? Not today. Not a huge one. Maybe a little slither came out. Mark Hunt would KO Rose the complete bomb. What the fuck? Thank you, Brian Callen. Look, I thought you were dead. Savage.
Callen.
So Wonderboy versus Magny. Now, here's the thing. Neil Magny was saying, fuck it, I'll go after Kamaru Usman. He's called me out in the past. So Neil Magny versus Usman. Usman going up the rankings. Neil Magny got a win off of a fill-in opponent. But Neil Magny's sitting at #8. I don't know if that's going to happen. Usman versus Magny. I don't think he's going to be going down. I think he's going to be going up. Let's see. Doug McGuire, that dance moves like that. He can go to Bellator kickboxing if that don't take him, says Jay Smooth. In precision, Wonderboy is the best of his division, but he needs some more aggression, says Joey Faggoter. He's a counter striker. You know, some people don't like the lay and pray. Some people don't like the karate-styled counter striker. You know, everyone has their thing. You have a right to hate. You know, that's what we're here for, right? You like or you hate. There's guys I can't stand. You know. But it is what it is. That's what makes it fun, right? So I don't think Wonderboy is done, but I feel like he's at the end of his peak. He's 35 years old, for fuck's sake. He has 57 kickboxing fights under his belt, undefeated, and he has a decent amount of UFC fights under his belt, and the guy's been around for a little bit, and he's taken some serious head damage, this motherfucker. He's gotten cracked. So we'll see what happens. The day is not complete if you don't take a good shit, says Stelio too. You know what? I have constipation problems over here. It's a tough thing. Cheese, it's the devil. I think weight classes aside, I'd love to see Perry versus Gaethje, Till versus Costa, Khabib versus Wonderboy. Let me know in the chat. We've spoken about this a million times. What do you guys and gals think in the chat? Should there be 10-pound increments between the weight classes? And I'm going to say yes. Jessie, what do you say about that?
Absolutely. 100%. I think there should be 10-pound differences between weight classes.
Yes. Well, I mean, I think it's the right thing to do. What do you guys think and gals think in the chat? 10-pound weight classes in between. I think this would clear up a lot of problems. People will still try to cut corners, but it would be a lot easier. The only problem is this. You have a 170 weight class. So now you're going to have what? 175, 185, 165. 170 gets wiped out. It kind of gets mixed, and you kind of lose a division. The stats, the records, kind of.
I don't think you lose a division. Wouldn't they just kind of rearrange it? You wouldn't lose a division.
You would, yeah. I mean, 170 would be gone. You would probably do like 150, 145. 125, 135, 145, 155, 65, 75, 85. You would probably go up that way. That would be the thing that would make sense. And you would lose 170. 170 kind of gets, it's like the weird division. Like, what are we doing with 170? A lot of people are saying yes in the chat. Abraham Brown, Beano's 202. Weezing says sure. A lot of people are saying that. So, you know, people are, I think we're all in agreement. But the problem is, what do we do with the 170 weight class, right? What do we do?
Well, if you think about it, on the bright side for the 170-pound fighters, they now have a 5-pound Like they have that 5 pound like wiggle room. You know, it's not like they have to be at 170. They can be at 175 and be totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it could help them if anything. And I don't think they would lose the division. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be a different weight. I don't think they're gonna lose it though. I think they're gonna obviously rearrange the divisions so that they match up with the 10-pound differences. But I don't think they'd ever lose it. I think if anything, the 170 fighters would get that 5 pound wiggle room, which could help them. It could help them in the fight.
WMMA Scene says, I think weight classes as they are currently set up are archaic. I concur. Would get too confusing like boxing, too many belts is staleo too. I mean, that is an argument, right? Boxing has a gazillion. But here's the thing with boxing. It's not the problem with boxing is not the weight classes. It's the leagues. There's a million fucking leagues. There is like a weight class, and then there's like this league, and for that league, and that one has an organization, and this one has this is just within the UFC. I don't think there would be too many belts, in my opinion. Usman, the next champ. Wonderboy should move up. Agreed. 10 pounds. This is Don P. I do firmly believe if 170 stays as is, Kamaru Usman will be the 170 champ. That's what I think. Jessie Bell Hill, I have a feeling I know what you're going to say, but who will be the 170 champ, the welterweight division?
I definitely am not going to put my money on Till this time.
You're not going to put it on Till. All right, so
no,
what are you saying?
I have to agree with you. I think that Usman might be up there. Till still stands a chance. I think this was a fluke. I think that he fucked up hardcore this time around. I don't think it's over for him. Stephen Thompson doesn't stand a chance. I'm sorry, he doesn't. But I think Usman might have it. Usman has been undefeated thus far. Undefeated. He's come in and finished. Or has he finished all of his opponents?
No, he hasn't finished. But he has some finishes under his belt. There are some that people say are lame wins, but a win is a win. The man's moving up the rankings, and now he's fighting top contenders. So now we're going to really find out what Kamaru Usman is made of. We've seen him at 30%. Maybe we'll see him at 60%. We'll see how that works. Daniel Murphy says, maybe we change the rules. If you miss weight in one weight class, you have to move up. Stop people from losing so much. So let's go this route here. And thank you, Daniel Murphy. Daniel Murphy has a wonderful, wonderful MMA-Holes shirt. And he actually has this one and this one. So Daniel Murphy, thank you for purchasing. Wonderful. And we saw you at the Triton Fights. Actually, at the Triton Fights video, there is a timestamp. Shout out to Michael Anzalone dropping in the time. He's the timestamp machine, Michael Anzalone. And if you want to see Daniel Murphy make his appearance on the MMA-Holes, go back to the Triton Fights video, and you can click on that timestamp, and it'll take you right there, teleport you. So there you go. Chris, give JBH a hug. Okay, hold on a second. Ready? Hold on. Well, what? What are we doing? We're hugging. No, let's try. Here we go. Ready? It's like, oh! All right.
T-Rex hug.
Okay. It's like we both rolled around in shit before we decided to give each other a hug. There we go. Hold on. All right.
Wonderful.
All right. You all see Usman's endurance is a problem, says Cole Vick. I don't find it to be a problem quite yet. A lot of people have said that he was running out of gas in the Maya fight. I didn't see it. You know, I didn't see it too much. I don't think it's too much of an issue. A lot of people say the same thing about Tyron Woodley, and Tyron Woodley just laughs it off. I don't know if it's a problem quite yet. He does carry a lot of muscle, but I don't think it's been really tested. I'm going to smoke Nug. Good. They should have a weight division based on race. That's right. The black division, the white division, the Gook division, the Spick division, right? What?
Spick division.
Yeah, that's right. All right. JBH2 is Drunk Savage. Call the divorce lawyers is Kenshiro. White gets 10 number advance. Box line 7 rocks. That's true. We all knew. Zombie Wolf says we all know the judges were at 30% last time.
Wonderful.
I can talk about this topic all fucking night long. If you're jumping in right now, we just discussed this though. Wonderboy, I don't think it was fixed. Okay, I do feel that the judges definitely. I mean, watching the fight back again, I can hear the crowd. When I do Fight Buddies, it's very low, which is kind of me and you. But when I watch it back, I could hear the crowd, and they were booming. That shit was rocking. They were.
Well, did you see when they walked out?
Yeah.
When they walked out, it was ridiculous. I mean, in all fairness, Darren Till was like hyping up his hands and shit, but it was insane. What are you laughing at?
No, I'm sorry. I just did a you. Jay Smooth saying the wetback division.
I like the Spick division better. Do you know what Spick stands for?
It's a spicy pathetic, ignorant cunt.
No.
No?
What?
All right. A spicy, pathetic, ignorant cunt or no?
No, I think Spanish person in custody is way better.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, we encourage all racism in every direction over here. White racism, Spanish, whatever.
Not
the fuck. I
all
don't give a shit.
races, just all racism.
We love racism over here. So shout out to the racists in the chat. Who gives a fuck? Just words. What up, Chris and JBH? All the MMA holes. Shamwood, what's going on from Canada? Wade Wilson says Till will dance, dance, dance all around Woodley. So Till will dance around Woodley. Darren Till versus Tyron Woodley is a fascinating fight.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just. Go ahead. What do you think? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just had to get that thought out before I lost it.
Okay.
I just don't think Till would dance around. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You don't think that Darren Till will dance around Woodley?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Go ahead. I completely cut you off.
Oh, there we go. Deathstroke says it's Spanish people in control. There you go, Deathstroke. All right.
No, it's Spanish people in custody.
Debate it with the MMA fans. We tired of your opinions, says Kenshiro. Kenshiro, you said he was
We're tired of your opinions.
Kenshiro says like he's gonna knock him out. The gorilla's gonna knock him out. He didn't even knock him out. What are we talking about there? He's acting like he's a mystic.
No, he knocked him down. There's a difference.
And by the way, that knockdown was a slip. Oh, what about this? It wasn't a slip. He did hit him. But what about, why are people forgetting in the 5th round, Stephen Thompson took him down. It was a takedown there. Did they score a takedown? Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. In the 5th round. No, they didn't give him a takedown for that. I mean, it was a takedown. Till got up mighty quick, but it was a takedown. Thompson shot, and Till went down, right? So I don't understand.
He said he didn't get fully, like he felt his knees buckle, but he wasn't completely out. Where he got hit, he could have been out, but he
was
said,
hurt. No, he was hurt.
Yeah, he said he felt his knees buckle and it was a little blurry, but he was able to recover. He said he's been hit there before and it never has completely knocked him out. So I think when that happened, I don't think that he let it slow him down. You know, it didn't fuck with him mentally or anything because it's happened to him before and he's never been fully knocked out from it.
And people are like, well, he got knocked down one time. So he won the 5th round. I think we could all agree that Darren Till won the 5th round. That's not the argument there. He did win the 5th round, okay? But the freaking Andy Roberts with the 4 in a row, all in favor of Till, it's just it makes you scratch your head. Either way, it was a close fight, so it's not anything to go crazy over and light up people on fire and light bags of dog shit and flinging at each other's faces. It doesn't really matter because the fight meant absolutely nothing. Darren Till wasn't on weight. Stephen Thompson took the fight, got 30%. It's literally like we can just forget about it. You know, it sucks on record for Stephen Thompson, but he won. He took the fight, so that's his
Darren Till even offered 100% of his purse to Thompson. Thompson didn't take it, but he offered 100% of his purse.
He did. Yeah, Till did. And Till, you know, it is what it is, and we're gonna forget about this. The only problem, like I said, is we're gonna see an undefeated Till, and we're gonna see another blemish on Stephen Thompson's record. A lot of missing teeth on those seats. It says on the seats or in the seats. Vanilla Ice. Well, there probably was, right? Till got taken down by Cerrone and WB in the Warner Brothers. Oh, Wonderboy and Wonderboy. Okay.
Warner Brothers.
Or Warner
It's
Brothers.
not Wonderboy.
That's why Canelo has the belt. Let's see. Wrestlers pose a little problem to CC Riley. They pose a big problem. By the way, we made some cool friends over there at Triton Fights. Shout out to Triton Fights for putting on a good organization. And we saw some decent wrestlers coming out of Triton Fights. So some young studs that I'm going to drag onto the show. Definitely going to show them some props because New York wrestling, these kids, they're fucking animals, man. These guys are animals. So shout out to the New York wrestlers. Till used his fight. Hold on, I lost the fucking chat. Fight acumen to beat him, and that's that. What's acumen mean? I don't even know what that means. ACUMEN. Acumen? Is that a word? I'm going to look this up.
Fight acumen.
No, what are you using these big words for? It's not really a big word, but what's an acumen?
I bet. Watch it be like something you've heard before.
It's probably something. All right, here we go. Acumen. The ability to make good judgment and quick decisions. Typically, who the fuck's is acumen? Hold on a second.
Acumen.
Oh,
Acumen.
Acumen.
She couldn't clear her voice when she fucking said this word.
Acumen.
I'm kind of getting hard.
Acumen.
Yes.
Fap.
Oh my God. Yes. Oh, fuck. Hey, Jessie, guess what?
A
No, I don't want to know.
A cumin.
Oh!
A cumin.
Oh, a cumin.
A cumin. A cumin. A cumin. A cumin.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right. So there you go. I learned a new word. Thank you, Niall Flanagan. I had no idea what the fuck a cumin means. Does anyone know what a cumin means?
A cumin.
I kind of need that sound drop. Oh, well.
Yeah.
We have a new sound drop, guys. Thank you.
Cute. What would you use it for?
I don't know. But you know you're going to hear it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Does anyone know what a cumin means? I never even heard of that before.
It's the ability to make good judgments.
cumin.
So if,
I feel kind of stupid not knowing that fucking word means. Oh, well.
you're a cumin.
Yeah.
You're a cumin for people. You make good judgments you have the ability to make good judgments for people, right? You're cumin toward people. You're a cumin.
I will never use that word.
I have no idea what it's saying.
I don't know. I mean, how the fuck? Hold on. How do you use it in a sentence? I'm gonna go back for a second. Hold on.
A cumin. It's like a.
I'm gonna incorporate this. So Till used his fight a cumin to beat him, and that's that. So I'm trying to figure out another way to put it. Put it in another sentence, Jessie.
A cumin.
I love that word. It's my new favorite word.
A cumin.
Yeah. All right.
I don't even know how it's used. I guessed.
You know what? When I'm about to finish, I'm like, oh my God, I'm a cumin.
cumin.
Oh,
A cumin.
oh, cumin all over the place. All
A
right.
cumin.
Anyway. All right. So let's move on.
Marky, can you read Marky whose latest comment, please?
Repeat after
read it
me.
out loud.
I'm so we Todd did. I'm so we Todded. I'm a cumin in your butt.
A cumin.
Oh my
A
God.
cumin.
Yeah.
A cumin.
We have 72 acumins in the chat. All right, here we go. All right, so let's go over to the news. Jessie Bell Hill, we are live on the MMA-Holes.com. There we are, sitting over there. I flew you in, and now you're here. Look at that. It's amazing. He's a cumin. Yeah. So let's go over now. We have a news section on the MMA-Holes.com. If you haven't checked out MMA-Holes.com, I don't know what you're doing anymore. I really don't know what you're doing. We're going to scroll through real quick. And Aljamain Sterling is in Dublin, Ireland, training with the Straight Blast Gym. If you don't know who the Straight Blast Gym is, well, with Conor's peeps over there, Coach Kavanaugh. And there he is, Aljamain Sterling, who is calling out Dominic Cruz. Wants to fight really bad, and Aljamain Sterling he's on a little bit of a tear. You know, he's turned his little run around, and Aljamain Sterling is trying to call out the Dominator, Dominic Cruz, fighting out of SBG.
The Cruz.
Let's see. Aljamain is sitting at number 8, trying to jump up to number 2. Dominic's been sitting there just kind of commentating at number 2. Does he deserve the shot? Jessie, what do you think? Do you think that Aljamain Sterling deserves a shot against Dominic Cruz?
Only because he is an MMA hole.
A cumin.
Yeah.
A cumin.
Yeah. Well, he is an MMA hole. He did say he was an MMA hole, and he wants Dominic Cruz, and he's fighting at a SBG. And the interesting part about this is he's rolling around on the ground. Let's see. Hold on. Where did he go? I lost the MMA-Holes.com. Yeah,
Nice.
Aljamain over here. It looks like he's taking a shit on somebody, and there he is in the sunlight. What do you mean to tell me that? What did they can't close the windows? The lights set, the sun's setting, and they can't fucking close the windows.
I'm sure he didn't get some professional photographers. Probably they look like the image quality. It looks like phone pictures, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the anyway, forget it. So Straight Blast Gym. Straight Blast Gym. Sounds like a fucking porno. Like, oh, I'm going to Straight Blast Gym. Oh!
A cumin.
Yeah. The fight wasn't fixed. After watching it a few more times, Till was the better counter, says Mars Martian. Now, if you are just jumping in, we were talking about this fight over here. And you can still get your comments in as we open up the phone lines after a couple of topics over here. But was the fight fixed? Was it not fixed? I don't think it was fixed. I just feel that the judges were heavily swayed in their opinions for it. And I think we all know that they were very swayed in their opinions, especially when you have one judge scoring it 1 in favor of Wonderboy and 4 in favor of Till. I don't get that. But the fact that Till won, watching it back, I'm not as salty as I was in the first time watching it. And that's the problem. You know, I've noticed this. People that are Till fans are going to be like, oh, this is great. People that were rooting for Wonderboy are like, no, that's not right. Because the fight was so close, you can take your side and just run with it. I watched it a second time, you know, taking off my Wonderboy hat, putting it aside over there. And I have a big Wonderboy poster over here, and I met the guy. He's a really nice guy. But I understand how people went for Till. I just don't think it was a unanimous decision. That was ridiculous, to be honest. But it is what it is, and the fight means absolutely nothing. Jessie, the MMA-Holes.com is wonderful, wonderful. And I don't know. Does it really matter that he's at SBG Gym? I don't know. But he is over there, so I guess he's trying to get some work around the way. So good for Aljamain. All right, let's see. All posts. Conor is in Nigaz new music video. Chris, you have to react to it. Nigaz. Okay, I'll react to that for you. Don't worry about it. Suede meaning paid, says Cole Vick. So Cole Vick, it seems like he is saying that the refs were paid. Interesting. Now let's talk about CM Punk, right? I know everyone's favorite mixed martial artist, CM Punk. Well, he is on the main card of UFC 225. Let's see if I can find UFC 225. And this fight is this weekend, or this Friday, I should say. We will be doing a live reaction on the Wednesday show. We're going to be talking about this a little bit more. Rivera versus Moraes. It is fight weekend. We will be discussing that in depth a little bit more. Let's go to... Sorry, Jesse. I don't know what I'm doing over here. Schedule. We're going to scroll down. 72 watching. Thanks for watching the MMA Holes. Make sure you like this video. And oh, shit. We got 61 likes, motherfuckers. 20 likes.
20 likes, 20 likes.
Fuck some 20.
Fucking 20 likes, 20 likes, 20 likes.
I've got fucking 20 likes.
20 likes, 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. I hope the dislikes
Die of leprosy. There are 11 leprosy victims over there. It sucks for them. All right, CM Punk is on the main card of UFC 225. Now, I think it is insulting, right? If I was a mixed martial artist, I'd be very heavily insulted in having CM Punk. And it is official. Look at this. There's a 5-fight main card. Oh, my God. You know, here's what's insulting to me. Why is Andrei Arlovsky versus Tuivasa, right, in the main card when Overeem Blades should clearly be on the main card? Gadea versus Carlos Esparza. Lamas versus Bektik. Yes. What are we doing here? What the fuck? Look at this shit. Benavidez versus Pettis is on the early prelims. Here's what we need to be talking about, all right? CM Punk, okay, it's very clear why he's on the main card, right? He's going to bring the pay-per-view numbers. That's what Dana White said. Says that the pay-per-view numbers, if you can get better pay-per-view numbers than CM Punk, well, then we'll put you on the main card. Until then, shut the fuck up, right? You have to think this. You have to think that Overeem versus Blades will get a little bit more juice than fucking Arlovsky versus Tuivasa, right? I mean, am I going crazy here? You have to think that. Now, some people don't like the ladies. We already have ladies on the card, but Holly Holm versus Megan Anderson, I love on the main card. That's fine. But Esparza versus Gedalia, why? It's a 3 versus 6? Why the fuck not? Lamas is a 7 versus an 8, almost similar to this thing over here. 8 versus 11. I'd rather see Lamas versus Bektik. What really rubs me the wrong way is this Benavidez versus Pettis. What are we doing? This is a 1 versus a 5. How the fuck is that on the early prelims? I don't get those things. CM Punk sitting on the main card here for UFC 225. Well, it is what it is. You know, it's going to get the ratings for the UFC. And it's going to get the ratings for the MMA hole. So fuck it. I'm in. At first, I was like, this is stupid, but it's going to get me ratings. It is what it is. We need to talk about Andrei Arlovsky versus Tai Tuivasa. Come on. What are we doing with this fight? Why is this fight here? Let me know in the chat what you guys think. Arlovsky versus Tuivasa. I know Arlovsky's been around for a minute, 27-15-0. But look, come on. What is going on? What the fuck is going on here? Jessie, Belle, Hill, what do you think of this? Now, CM Punk is on the main card, and I guess we all understand. Dana White made it very clear to us why this is happening. But are you thinking maybe that this main card should be switched up a little bit? Do you care? Do you not care? What do you say about this?
I think it kind of sucks that Overeem has been bumped down. I don't think he deserves to be on the prelims. He's a good fighter, and he's headlined before. He headlined 203. So to have someone who's headlined before and just knock him down in prelims, it kind of sucks. But when it comes to CM Punk, I mean, Dana White did say it. If Overeem can sell as many pay-per-views as CM Punk can, then he would put Overeem up there. But he can't. CM Punk, for some ungodly reason, is selling pay-per-views, so might as well keep him there. So yeah, it sucks that Overeem's down there in the prelims, but Overeem's not complaining about it. He seemed pretty content with the situation. You know, he didn't seem like it bothered him too much. So, you know, what can you do?
Well, and here's the thing. Andrei Arlovski versus Tai Tuivasa. Look at the KO TKO percentage at 100%. Basically, what the UFC is trying to do is watch Andrei Arlovski get murdered on the main card. He has 2 fights in the UFC, a performance in a night, and the second one over here, both first-round finishes. So basically, what the UFC is doing is setting up Andrei Arlovski for his death. That's a pay-per-view death. That's what they're doing over here because, let's be honest, Andrei Arlovski, unless he humps the fuck out of Tuivasa, is going to catch a fucking shot to the mush, and that's a wrap. So I guess that's what we're looking to see, right? I guess. Blades versus Overeem, we might see a hump fest, right? If Blades gets on top, he can hump the fuck out of you for a couple of rounds. So maybe that's what they're thinking over there. Who knows? You see the little guys in Benavidez versus Pettis. Well, that might be a guaranteed decision. So maybe that's what they're going with. Out of those 3 fights, I guess you're going to see Tuivasa beat the fuck out of Andrei Arlovski. I guess that's what we're going to see, and that's what the UFC wants. Who knows? But I don't know. Andrei Arlovski, I'm so over him. I know he's coming off of a win. The win was subpar. It is what it is. His best days are way behind him. 2 wins. A unanimous decision, but both fights are fucking horrendous. But with the baby and Stefan Struve with 2 shit show fights. And then before that, he has, look at all the losses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses in a row. I don't know. I'm kind of over Andrei Arlovski. He got his 2 wins. He's still on the roster. But with that being said, with all this stuff being said here, this card is still banging. Top to bottom, this card is fireworks. It probably is the best card of the year because you have a little bit of everything here. You have a little bit of everything. There's basically a known person on each spot on this card, right? And you have a shit show as well in CM Punk with his retirement fight. His second fight in the UFC is a retirement fight. Jessie, do you think that CM Punk will beat Mike Jackson? Would you like to break this one down?
No.
No?
It's not even worth breaking down, no.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. Well, CM Punk, yeah, let me know in the chat. Will this be CM Punk's swan song, his second fight as a mixed martial artist? Will he get a W? Will he win or lose? Yes, or no? CM Punk will rise like a phoenix and fly through your minds like a banshee. He shall return from defeat with greatness, the greatest victory ever victoried. All hail the next champion of all, CM Punk. This is Bose Koger. So Bose Koger is very high on CM Punk. Let's see. Trisket H says Arlovski needs to be on the prelims. He's been trashed for a while, says Trisket. I concur. The Real Vanilla Ice is CM Punk versus a transsexual sells pay-per-views. Punk will win by submission. Stalio 2 says that. CM for the win, says Gary. Why is the GOAT Artem Lobov not on this fight? I don't know. It's ridiculous. They should cancel the whole event because Artem's not there. Punk is fighting a media member. Oh, God.
Wonderful.
Yes,
wonderful.
Punk versus a media member versus fucking Zane Simon. CM Punk will walk M down, says Mars Martian. CM Punk 0 punches landed per minute. LLF my ass off, says Trisket. Mars Martian says, and got choked out. 76 people watching. What's going on, friends? Make sure you like the shit out of this video. And we have Jessie Belle Hill. And watch, we're doing magic tricks over here. Check this out, Jessie. I want you to say the magic words. Abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
And you're gone. Gone, just like that. Abracadabra. And you're back. See? Look at that. Say it again.
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra. Okay, so there you go. It's just like that. It's magic. It's fucking magic. Autumn yelling from downstairs of Conor's house asking if he's allowed to order pizza tonight. All right, Jessie, is there anything else on the message board that we should touch base on? We're going to take a couple of calls and wind this shit down. You are watching the MMA-Holes Hour. 80 people. Let me know in the chat, is this your first time watching one of the weekly shows? And Jessie Belle Hill is here with us. If it is, if you just came in from Fight Buddies, welcome. Slap me with ones in the chat if you are new to this. Let's see. What else do we have?
Dana White says that the Ultimate Fighter might be the last one because of the contract that they have just made with ESPN. He didn't know for sure whether or not it's going to be the last one, but that's sort of where they're leaning. It's 42. Oh, by the way, everyone who said that the deal with ESPN that they were getting rid of Fight Pass, they're not getting rid of Fight Pass. So ESPN pay-per-views are only available for the US, but they're not going to be available for anyone outside the US. So they have to keep Fight Pass, which is going to be $9.99, even though ESPN is $4.99. They're keeping Fight Pass for everyone outside the US to still have access to the pay-per-views. But that's also why they're canceling or thinking of canceling the Ultimate Fighter. This upcoming one is going to be the last one. So they think there's going to be 42 shows and 20 fight night events. And then the Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series still may live on. But he said that he was pretty confident that they were going to be able to get some sort of new show, new content and stuff for them for that platform for ESPN.
Will you miss the Ultimate Fighter chat room? Let us know, yes or no. Will you miss Tough? I mean, Tough 28 looks to be the last episode, the last season of it. Maybe Chris Cyborg will be part of it. You never know. Maybe I be that coach and then I retire. It's possible I could do porn or whatever. I'm excited, about this whole ESPN thing because of this. I'm getting rid of Fight Pass. That's it. See you later, Fight Pass. It's ESPN is like $4.99 for ESPN Plus. I'll save $2 a month, and I like saving money. I'm about saving money, and apparently, if ESPN is going to be showing all the fights, and like you said, Fight Pass will be doing something for the people outside of the states, so they can have it. But hey, we're getting a little bit of a break. There's going to be the same amount of pay-per-views. That sucks ass. But it is what it is. Daniel Murphy says, I love Tough. Let me know in the chat what you guys think, yes or no, it's Tough. I mean, I'm done with Tough. I've had it. This week, I mean, I don't even know what's going on anymore. I can't do it anymore. If the fights suck, the show sucks. That's my opinion. I am a little nostalgic. I've only been into this game since it was like 2010. And I really got into it when fucking Michael Bisping versus Mayhem Miller with the fucking that Tough season. That just kind of amplified my love for this sport. I just love the fucking shit talking. I like that show. The Tough Bisping versus Mayhem was a lot of fun to watch, and it really got me going. Chael Sonnen and Anderson Silva, of course, they're back and forth. 1 and 2 was a lot of fun, but Tough was something that just gave me a little bit more UFC, and I just started craving it more. So yes, like a lot of people, whether it is way back when or whether it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever, a lot of people got into the UFC or MMA because of Tough. A lot of people did that, and it's going to be gone.
Super
Look at
chat.
this. Brock Grimaldi with the super chat.
Yo dude, what's more embarrassing, Mackenzie Dern's fake accent or CM Punk's stand-up game?
Mackenzie Dern's fake accent.
I tell you, that's a tough question. Thank you, Brock Grimaldi. I appreciate the super chat over there, showing you how it's done, not being shy. Mackenzie Dern's fake accent is very, very cringy. And it doesn't even sound Portuguese. It sounds fucking, I don't know, bizarre. So you're thinking Mackenzie Dern's accent, Jessie?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess since we haven't seen much of CM Punk's stand-up, Mickey Gall made that very simple for us. I'm going to have to go with you, Mackenzie Dern's fake accent as well. I concur. High five.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Tough is a ting of the past. Says CC Ryder. Tough is poo-poo now. Dana said he's happy to be with ESPN and Disney. Says Sean Hart. Hey, if it's less money for me, I'm down. I'm down with it, right? If I don't have to pay as much money to watch fights, okay, sure. I kind of wish that with this new deal we would have had less pay-per-views, It sucks having these many pay-per-views. It is what it is. Mackenzie Dern was in Liverpool for one day, and now she sounds like Darren Till. Is that true? Is that true? She's all of a sudden she's British, right? The last good tough for fights was 24, and trash talk for season 23. Says Ahmed Salio2 says Dern just needs some good American jizz in her bum that will fix her voice. Jessie, do you think that's the case?
Absolutely. 100%.
J. Phil says, I like the Contender Series, though. And I agree. Well, here's the thing. The Contender Series is it's young, right? And this year, I get to see two of my buddies fight in the Contender Series, so that's exciting. Nick Newell is all over the fucking place, and Justin the Fort fucking Sumter is on the Contender Series. So I am so pumped up about the Contender Series. Let me know in the chat what you guys think of the Contender Series. Jessie, have you had a chance to see much of the Contender Series?
I started watching the. Thank you for asking. Very kind of you to ask.
Anytime.
For my opinion. Yeah. All right. I watched the beginning of it. I watched a little bit of the beginning of it. And I just kind of laid off of it. It's not interesting to me. It's boring. I thought this was actually the first season I've ever watched of The Ultimate Fighter. And it's completely boring. It's nothing like I thought it would be. Now I understand why MMA fans don't really watch it that much. It is what it is.
I noticed throughout this stream you're getting further and further away from me. Is it my armpits?
Maybe.
I noticed you're going
Maybe
in that
I'm
direction.
slowly easing myself out. Maybe nobody will notice.
You're just literally leaving the scene. You need to watch that Darren in Liverpool video, Chris. It's hilarious. Wait, what is this video you speak of? Darren in Liverpool. I have to see this video. Drop it on the MMA-Holes message board. Speaking of the MMA-Holes message board, real quick, and we do have to wind this thing down. I'm going to take a couple of phone calls at the very end of the show. Thanks to Jessie for hanging out with us. If you want to see more Jessie, hit me with the ones in the chat. And maybe we'll make this a regular thing on the MMA-Holes Hour. All right, so here is our message board. Remember, the MMAHoles.com. This shit is fucking banging over here. And look at this. Oh, there I am. Jesus Christ.
Wonderful.
Jesus Christ with a bunch of goats flying in the background. That's right. I'm a goddamn, not a celebrity anymore. I'm holy now. Thank you to Nuri Muhammad, who has the best art. If you have any art or anything you want to drop it on the message board. And like I said before, we have a news page over here with blogs. So there's a lot of things to check out on this channel. Chris needs to be held. I do, Niall Flat. Again, I do. I'm sad. I'm lonely. Greg Hardy, the GOAT. John Gotti will be on the Contender Series soon enough. Stalio, too. I feel that John Gotti is more meant to go to Bellator. I saw him at Triton Fights, actually. Nice guys, by the way. The Gottis. Frank and John are actually really nice dudes. I do want to see John Gotti versus our friend, Jesse James Kosakowski. You know Jesse Kosakowski? You remember him?
I do remember him.
Keep an eye out. All right, let me show you this kid. All right, real quick. And shout out to Jesse Kosakowski. I know he's a big fan. He's been on the show before. I met him through Premier FC. This guy over here, where is he? Jesse James Kosakowski. I'm going to give him a plug. Jesse James Kos, right? So it's Jesse James, Jesse, James _KOZ. I'm telling you right now, check this guy out on Twitter. He trains with Nick Newell and Justin Sumter. This kid over here, he may not look like much. Well, he's actually in very good shape. But here he is as a kid holding up a belt. This guy's been doing it out of the womb. This kid over here, Jesse Kosakowski, is the real deal. I've seen him before. He's won championship belts in Triton Fights, not Triton Fights, in Premier FC, Ammo Fight League. He fought for, did he fight for CES? I don't even remember if he fought for CES.
Yeah, I think he did.
He did fight for CES, right? He's been all over the East Coast scene over here. He looks like a baby. He's got a baby face. He's been calling out John Gotti, and John Gotti's kind of been blowing him off. And John Gotti should blow him off because he is a killer. This guy over here, Jesse, I was going to say Jesse Bell Hill. Jesse James Kosakowski. That would be a lot of fun to watch, and hopefully we can get those two fighting. But this guy is going to be either on the Contender Series, UFC, Bellator. Watch out for him. Mark my words. Here's the thing. A lot of people said, Jesse, that we had the MMA-Holes curse, right? A lot of people have said that. But how things have changed, right? Aljamain Sterling comes on, gets a huge win. Justin the Fort Sumter goes to the Contender Series and has never lost a fight with the MMA-Holes. Nick Newell comes on the show, and then right afterwards, what happens, Jesse? Tell him.
Wasn't the curse broken?
No.
I have no idea what we're talking about, honestly. I kind of spaced out. I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay. Thanks for coming.
Well,
Nick Newell. Okay. Nick Newell is going to Contender Series. Right after he came on the show, Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
Am I boring you?
Well, I'm not. I'm just. No.
Okay.
No, you're not.
Chris Benoit ending in that kid's future is Jay Smooth. No, Jay, you can make a lot of jokes. I'm telling you right now, mark my words, he will be Bellator or UFC. It's a lock. I'm telling you. JBH, I hope you're working on a side project. You have oodles of talent. So not Jessie. What do you
Thank
think?
you.
Now Flanagan, I think he wants to get in your pants. Would you like to respond?
Well,
to
you
Niall?
could say the same about everyone else in the chat. I mean,
That's true. It's a good point.
I like Niall Flanagan.
Free Tommy. I see a lot
He's
of free Tommy shit. There was someone put it on the message board. Do you know what that's about, Jessie?
No, I have no idea. I saw it earlier.
Yeah.
I think I don't think it has anything to do with the MMA-Holes, to be quite honest. Notice a lot of Facebooky type of things going on there.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to move you over now. Hold on a second. And we're going to take a couple of calls and wind this shit down. I'm going to move you over. You have no choice but to get too close to me.
Okay.
All right. So Jessie Belle Hill is live. Make sure you subscribe to Jessie. There is a link in the description for JBH, and she's on the show a goddamn lot. She's a goddamn celebrity as well. Also has her MMA-Holes shirt as well. We spoke about this in the beginning of the show. Was this fight fixed? We're going to take a couple of phone calls and wind this thing down. Let me know. 516-522-0267. Just a couple of calls, and we will wind this down. Marky Wahoo says, Jessie, can you guess which hand is Nick Newell's jerk-off hand?
His nub.
His
nub is his jerk. It's his jerk off arm.
Jesus
It's not
Christ.
his jerk off hand.
Well, there goes Nick Newell as a guest. The Carrie Show says, I just want to be Jessie's friend. Would you like to say anything to Carrie?
I just don't care.
Jesus
I'm just
Christ.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Fuck.
Carrie, we're friends. We're best friends, Carrie. You're wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
I love you. I don't love you, but you're cool. You're all right.
On fire tonight, rest in peace, Joey Diaz. No, stop lying, Wade Wilson. Wade Wilson is the merc with the mouth, isn't? No, wait, what? No, Wade. What's Deadpool's name? Wade. All right, thank God. 814, you're live with the MMA-Holes. Jessie Belle Hill, what's your name and what's on your mind?
Chris, it is about time.
Is this the Gregor the Gift Gillespie guy?
The fighter we have all been waiting to see finally gets to prove his dominance over the lightweight division once again Friday. The Gift!
This fucking guy. This guy called up. I thought it was him. He sounded like Gregor Gillespie. Gregor the Gift Gillespie. And here he is. He is fighting. He's the co-main event. He is 11-0, coming out of New York versus Vince Pitchell. The guy's good. The guy's fucking good. This kid that keeps calling in, I have no idea who the fuck he is. But Gregor the Gift Gillespie is the real deal. I'm telling you right now. Look at this guy. 4 wins in a row. One unanimous coming into the UFC, and then it was Finish City. Performance of the night, fight of the night, and then a first round KO TKO. This dude is fucking fire. He's fun to watch. Gregor the Gift Gillespie. And he's not young. He's 31 years old, so I mean he's right in his prime. He might be the real deal. Jessie, have you ever seen, I don't know if you've seen Gregor fight before, but stay tuned.
No, I think I've only seen one or two. I've never seen. He's not really been a huge fighter that I've watched a lot, so I can't really comment too much on him.
If the chat room is not familiar with this guy, you will be familiar with him on Tuesday. I'm telling you right now, this dude is he's the real deal. When this guy first called up, I was like, who the fuck is Gregor the Gillespie? We looked him up. I'm like, who is this guy? And I'm a believer. I am a believer. Tommy Robinson got arrested for reporting on UK Muslim grooming gangs and jailed for 13 months in 1 hour. Okay, who cares? Let's see. But thank you, Sean Hart. Let's end the show with this, okay? And we have the phone lines open at 516-522-0267. We haven't had a chance to touch base on Nick Diaz just beating people up, females up. What is this about? What's going on here? I guess he's not fighting in the UFC anymore because he's being a cunt and slapping around women. What is the deal with Nick Diaz? Let me know in the chat. Are you guys and gals done with Nick Diaz? I am fucking done with it. Jessie, hold that thought. We have a call. 587, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name and what is on your mind? All right. Bye. Jessie, what do you think about Nick Diaz with this whole situation over here? I think it seems like the more I read up on it, it seems like it's true. What is up with the fucking idiot?
I've only briefly heard about the situation. All I heard was that he beat up his girlfriend or some shit. I never got to read into it. I have no idea what's going on. All I know is that he hit his girlfriend or some shit like that. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, apparently he fucked her up pretty bad. I don't know the details of it, but regardless, what the fuck is Nick Diaz doing? This guy, I don't know what the hell. He's suspended. He's not suspended. Is he coming back? Is he fighting Bisping? Now apparently Bisping is completely retired, and he conveniently retires for real when Nick Diaz beats up a girl. So clearly that's the fight that he wanted. They deserve a beating, though. All right, so there you go. Cece said she probably, where's my supper? And where's my supper? Where's my fucking supper? Where's my supper? My fucking supper. Oh, that's Nick. That's Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz. Yeah.
Maybe maybe he was on roids, so he had some sort of like awkward hormonal lash out, like most people who juice up do.
Jay Smooth says he broke her hip allegedly. What the fuck? What is wrong with this guy? He stalked and slapped her. What is up with these people? I've met so many professional mixed martial artists, right? And even the amis and pros. And these people, I'm telling you right now, are some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. It's so funny. You see these men and women get in the cage and put everything out there, right? And just fucking go to war and beat the fuck out of their opponent. And then you meet these people, and they are the nicest people in the world. I don't understand. I guess Nick Diaz is just a cunt. Mm-hmm. I guess that's what it comes down to.
There's a reason I did not like the Diaz brothers. There's a reason. There's something about them. They just give off this odd vibe that they're not likable people. And this is why. They fucking beat up their girlfriends. It's weird.
Yeah, well, I mean, Nate Diaz.
Super chat.
WMMA scene. Thank you. What's going on?
Whose ground game is worse, Molly McCann or CM Punk?
That's a good question. That's a very, very good question. I'm going to have to go with Molly on that one. Jessie, you have an answer for that? Molly McCann or CM? That's a good one, WMMA. I like this guy. WMMA scene. It's good peeps. Knowledgeable
What's her nickname again? Meatball Molly?
Yeah. Molly McCann is, so she comes in, she's convulsing on the fucking mat.
Well, in fairness, and even her opponent said that she thinks the ref waited too late to stop. So
the meatball, here she is, Molly McCann, and she comes out of Cage Warriors, right? And here's the thing, Jillian Roberts, now take nothing away from Jillian Robertson. Jillian Robertson, who's friends with Pure Evil MMA and some of the local peeps around here, she's actually really good on the ground. This girl is slick, real fucking slick. Molly could fucking slug, but she looks like a fucking slug. She's very frumpy, and I understand why she's called the meatball. But she got choked out and she was flapping on the fucking mat like a flounder out of the water. It's like you pulled the fish out of the water. It's like, Jesse, you want to do your person?
Could you do that again?
Yeah.
Do it again.
She was like, and a lot of people were saying that the stoppage was a little too late, and it did look like it when she looked like she was going into convulsions on the fucking floor. But I mean, here's the thing: it's not how bad her ground game is. I think Jillian Robertson is just that good. I think that's what it is. You know, the meatball. All refs are corrupt. Judges are corrupt. Again, my apologies. What is Shan Wood apologizing for? He's apologizing for something. All right, I'm going to take one more call. I'm going to wind this thing down. Thanks for the donations, guys. I do appreciate it. The super chat is underneath the chat room. Thank you to our patrons. And link in the description if you would like to play a fancy song. You don't have much time left. 516-522-0267. One more call, and we're going to wind this thing down. Jessie, how does it feel? Your second appearance on the MMA-Holes Hour.
Second appearance on the MMA-Holes Hour. It feels like my millionth appearance on Fook Off Friday, but only in studio. I'm taking long flights every week. You guys should be grateful.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, it's going to get expensive after a while. Need more donations. 773, you are the last and final call of the night. What is your name and what is on your mind?
Man, they robbed Wonderboy.
All right. So you're saying they robbed Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, and maybe you can embellish on this.
He controlled the fight 1 through 4. Darren Till would step in with the feints and act like he would come in, but he wouldn't throw anything. Wonderboy was throwing clean counter shots, connecting all night. Darren Till had one clean shot in the 5th round, and so I gave him the 5th round, but I thought Wonderboy won 1 through 4. But Dana acting all giddy at the press conference because he's got a new Golden Boy to promote in the European market. That's all he cares about. And do you see him lie when he said, oh, Darren Till, he only missed weight once. He only missed weight once. Would he miss weight twice earlier this year? He missed weight
2 times. You're correct. 2 times, Darren Till.
And so that's why I like amateur wrestling, because you don't got to deal with scumbag promoters like Dana White.
All right, thanks for the call. So there you go, saying that was fixed. Now, here's the deal, guys. If I didn't get your calls or I didn't see your comments, we will be live on Wednesday, and I have a feeling this will be reopened. I have a feeling that people have a lot to say about Darren Till and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I don't know if it was fixed, but I do agree with the caller that I believe that Stephen Thompson won, and I have a very similar opinion. I saw Trisket threw something in the chat. What do you say about that call, Jessie, with him saying that it was fixed?
I don't think it was fixed. I think, okay, the results were sort of expected. I'm not going to lie. People expected it. It was not fixed. You know, that whole fight, everything about that fight was fucked up. Everything. The weight, the fact that Stephen took the fucking fight in the first place, everything. And it was the one person who misses weight, it's on his soil. You know, the audience is behind him all the time. The cards, the fucking scores on the cards, the judges' cards, everything was fucked up about it. I don't think it was fixed. I think that everything went wrong for a reason. I don't think that fight was supposed to happen, but it did.
All right, so Trisket, I just went on to the message. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wonderful.
We're going to leave the show with this over here, the MMA Holes Hour. Thanks for watching, guys and gals. I do appreciate all the support. The MMAHoles.com is where you can hang out after the show. Check out the message board. Keep the conversation going. There are some articles. If you did not get your opinion in on the MMA Holes, if you didn't get a chance to be heard, well, on the MMA Holes news section, you can chat over there. You can chat on a message board. There's a bunch of ways where we can keep the conversation going. Also, in the comment section underneath this video over here, when the video shuts down, I check out those comments and hang out with you guys. So 2 ways where you can hang. But here we go. Trisket drops this little morsel, and just by the look of this, oh my God. Here we go. Now, Mackenzie Dern, I am not, thank you, NH, appreciate it. Till Clops is Marky Wahoo. I am not the biggest, I don't really fap to Mackenzie Dern. She's not my cup of tea, right? But here is a picture of her, and here's a video, and we're going to listen right now to Mackenzie Dern's, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mackenzie Dern's new accent.
Who does the gorilla want next? Fucking everyone. Anyone, I don't care. I'm not scared of anyone. No one. Yeah, people asking me, you might deserve a title shot after this fight. No, I fucking won't. I haven't beat anyone. Needs to beat all these cunts. They're all getting it. Ladies and gentlemen, the gorilla. Who does it?
All right, so there you go. There you go. That's a courtesy to Madness MMA. Go check out Madness MMA. That's fucking funny. I'm going to give them a follow right now. That's just hilarious. Madness MMA. Shout out to them. Go spam them on Instagram over there and say the MMA Holes. The MMA Holes. The MMA Holes. There you go. Jessie, what did you think about that? That sounded goddamn.
I mean, Mackenzie Dern is fantastic at adopting accents.
Yeah, that's pretty good. 2 more likes. We play the song. We're going to wind this thing down. Look at that, Trisket. And Niall Flanagan, thanks for the nice compliment. I did see you earlier today. This is the thing. We bust balls over here, but I love all you guys. Seriously, as much as we bust chops, it's so much fun. You guys are fucking so much fun to hang out with. Look, Kaepernick Sucks hates my laugh. Oh, well. But I really do.
I think you have a phenomenal laugh, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you, Jessie. High five. Oh. Wait, hold on. You're a little too close. Let's get a little further back. All right, here we go. Ready? Oh, wow, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Anyway, thank you, Jessie, for coming on, and thank you for everyone. Keep on coming back and liking these videos. 1 more like, 20 more likes. Jessie, any last words to the MMA Holes as we get 1 more like? Can we get the last like is the real question. Yeah, we got it. 20 likes.
20 likes. 20
yes!
likes. I've got fucking
20 likes. Dance! Yes, 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 yes. 20 likes.
20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. I hope the dislikes die of leprosy.
Jessie, 14 people are dying of leprosy. Would you like to end this show with a eulogy to the 14 people that are dying of leprosy? Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Mwah. Go ahead, Jess.
Ladies and germs, or lady and germs, we are gathered here tonight to celebrate everyone not being an a-hole, being an MMA hole.
No, that's not, Jessie, that's not how it goes. No.
Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA-Hole.
A cumin.